Our next session, the title is Technology Commercialization Accelerator. Silicon Valley has long been the epicenter of the tech industry, a benchmark that many entrepreneurs aspire to reach in their quest for innovation brilliance. But as physical borders become less defined from the digitalization of industries, many have now looked towards themselves to build hubs of innovation to curb the brain drain and create opportunities for growth within their own local communities. Malaysia, no different. Let's hear from Dzuleira Abu Bakar, current Chief Executive Officer of Technology Park Malaysia, on her efforts to establish Malaysia's very own Silicon Valley. Please welcome Dzuleira. All the best.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for this opportunity to be on Wild Digital. It's a great pleasure and honor. And to be here with all of you, technopreneurs, unicorns, SMEs, and all you amazing, inspiring individuals. Thank you for joining me today. So the session today is about Technology Commercialization Accelerator. That is, you heard my session being introduced as the next Silicon Valley or Silicon Valley of Malaysia, where we aspire to do that. But again, the whole concept of a Technology Commercialization Accelerator is a concept which I'm going to speak about, which also will be enabled through government initiatives, government agencies. Yeah. So, as you would see on the screen today, again, the topic for today, Technology Commercialization Accelerator. I currently head up Technology Park Malaysia. So ladies and gentlemen, Technology Park Malaysia, for those of you in Malaysia, you would know that it's situated in Bukit Jalil. We have about 680 acres. It was incorporated 25 years ago, right? It was incorporated by Ministry of Finance at the height of the whole MSC status, super corridor, if you can recall that. It was actually incorporated to facilitate and nurture knowledge-based enterprises, right, by providing expertise, facilities, equipment, as well as support services. It is meant, or it was incorporated to facilitate research, development, and innovation, as well as commercialization by providing infrastructure, equipment, and facilities. Right, so it is a mandate that has been around since 25 years ago. Right, so essentially, TPM has already been entrusted to promote and stimulate intellectual, creative, innovative community for the development of knowledge-based economy, as we call it, by actually creating a conducive environment, a tech park environment. Essentially, the community building, the physical presence, somewhat like what we have in the Silicon Valley in that sense. But TPM also facilitates government-private sector smart partnership in technology development due to our unique position as a government agency, but still maintaining a mandate of a P&L-driven entity, right? We do not receive grants from the government to operate. So we're a P&L entity. But we're a government agency, which is where the linkage of smart partnership comes in, right? And to provide solid platform for establishment of strategic businesses and technology linkages between research institutions, academia, financial community, industry, local, and global. Right? So TPM's evolution in that sense, from being the first science park back in 1996, just trying to navigate my app. Sorry, I have a bit of an issue with my... Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so it's on right now, so that should give you a bit of an introduction or a recap of what I've been talking about, right? So again, from its evolution from being the first science park back in 1996, we have land, we have land space for lease, right? And moving forward, we are looking to become a 4th generation incubator manager and advanced technology for the country, right? Now, fast forward, we're advocating change. We're advocating the change to the whole strategy and perception to fully realize TPM's potential, right? So the new mandate, which is not so new, essentially, is also pushing in that direction. Essentially, the new mandate is bringing together components of the ecosystem and to put it under one roof, under TPM as a one-stop center. Yeah. So introducing the whole concept of a technology commercialization accelerator, as I mentioned earlier, it's a concept. It was introduced in April this year, where the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation announced that it was consolidating agencies. So again, it is not a brand new mandate, it's a consolidation of mandate to allow integration, to allow focus, right? So MOSTI then announced that we were consolidating agencies to form a functional technology and commercialization agency to help Malaysia move closer to being an innovation-driven economy. Now, this synergy that we're talking about is between two key agencies, the TPM, which is currently the physical space park that we're talking about, and MAGIC, you may have known, which is the Malaysian Global the Malaysian Global Innovation and Creativity Center. MAGIC has been around for about 6 years right now, and our focus has been in terms of accelerating entrepreneurs, providing capacity building support to technology entities, right? It's, somewhat the equivalent of a Y Combi for those of you who are aware of what MAGIC does. Yeah. Now, it was only yesterday that Miranti was announced. So Miranti is essentially TCA, which stands for the Malaysian Research Accelerator for Technology and Innovation. This is a brand new brand name that was announced yesterday by the Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Datuk Sri Dr. Adham Baba. So we had the soft launch yesterday, and we will be fully operationalized in January 2022. So all the work is being done behind the scenes at the moment. This has been 1 year in the planning. The merger is underway, and this is the new concept that has been the ecosystem, which was done yesterday. Now, some narrative around this new entity. As you may be aware, TPM is the fourth generation incubator service provider, right? So we have physical incubators, tech infrastructure. We're currently hosting about 174 companies, consisting of SMEs from large to even MNC companies that occupy about 680 acres right here in Bukit Jalil. And again, as I mentioned, MAGIC plays a very important role. We've done a whole slew of interventions and programs in the whole technology and innovation ecosystem. We've also embarked on facilitating regulatory interventions through the National Technology and Innovation Sandbox, as well as core capacity building programs, right? So in the past, or currently, in fact, we have programs that have impacted close to 2,800 startups. We've sort of created economic value of close to 2.1 billion. This is by way of revenue generated as well as investment raised. Now, TPM, on the contrary, has brought in close to 1 billion in terms of total investments and providing world-class infrastructure and comprehensive ecosystem to businesses. Now, the merger obviously is equipped at building Malaysia to be better positioned to tackle issues such as low commercialization rate, low GDP, or low R&D spend versus GDP, which is good, yeah? And this is particularly low spend by the private sector and overlapping roles of the government agencies, right? So this is essentially focused to eliminating those overlaps and creating a little bit more focus, right? So simply said, main mission to accelerate creation, development, commercialization of technology and innovation. We want to build pipeline, right, that encompasses the from startups in incubation to high growth tech companies, right? Essentially to allow Malaysians, technology startups to strengthen, unlock the value of tech and innovation. And again, just to focus on, bring a little bit more focus on what we're talking about, is that the entire agenda or entire mandate is back on the policy of developing STIE, right? So it is based on the Malaysian STIE development framework, which is the My STIE, which actually is marked against 10 socio-economic sectors versus 10 technology drivers, right? Now, what is Miranti, ladies and gentlemen, right? So we're expected to be up and running in 2021, as I've mentioned. Seeks to inspire world with bold new model to accelerate ideas to impact by integrating our development expertise with tech infrastructure for the creation, development, and commercialization of tech innovation. So many may ask, what is the difference this time? Again, my answer to that will begin by saying that the innovation to commercialization process in Malaysia is not something that has been actively managed as in other parts of the world. We have a lot to catch up on. So based on the submitted projects evaluated by the ministry and not representing the whole government funded R&D, between 2016 to 2020, more than 386 projects were commercialized, cumulatively valued at just over 400 within that 5-year period. And highest single year was in 2017. Now, often, as we all are aware and talk about always, R&D always remains within the research institutes as well as the universities, because from the perspective of the researcher and innovators, there are no clear method of bringing it out to the market, right? So almost 80% of the research today in Malaysia is being conducted by higher learning institutions, with corporates making up to 15% and the remaining 5% from the government, right? So with the formation of Miranti, right, this is the new brand name, or the Technology Commercialization Accelerator, we are looking at two key things. Firstly, strength in synergy and speed, right? There must be an applicable collaboration with the industry, which is our focus. Close partnership, crucial to make it to realizing demand-driven R&D. We should not be researching or innovating for the sake of it, but rather we need to meet market demands, right? No more working in silos. Feedback from the industry, absolutely invaluable. It would be a help to guide researchers and academics to develop solutions which are commercially viable. And here, it's a shout out that I'd like to make. We want to welcome participation from investors, corporations who wish to strengthen the ecosystem. We're looking for funding, access to market, technical expertise, and more. Right? Now, the second thing is, of course, support to scale. Right? And Miranti, we will also be introducing structured programs, test bedding to help experienced entrepreneurs, aspiring ones as well, to help bring their IP to commercialization, right? We're aware that not everyone has the same level of business acumen, so we're here to help you out. Some may be brilliant scientifically, but have no idea, no clue how to bring their innovations to market. So we're here to help you out. So we will be the bridge to help with interventions relating to market access, funding, regulatory facilitations, as well as in terms of IP development. Now, the big part as well is to strengthen agencies and talent, right? So again, we're not building a new agency. We are consolidating mandates, consolidating agencies, creating focus. So we don't need a fresh agency to become a commercialization accelerator. We will leverage on synergies, right? We will converge ideas and trends for continuous innovation, right? Now, Miranti will be a one-stop agency with the resources to accelerate commercialization of innovative ideas and concepts. We will connect problem statements, demand, as well as solutions, which is the supply, bridging collaboration between public and private sector. We want to increase private sector participation, either through market access, as I mentioned earlier, investments, consultation, and test bedding, right? So through Miranti, obviously, our aim is to improve national GDP, create more jobs, attract foreign investments, ensure products and solutions are more affordable, available, and accessible towards, improving a quality of life for everyone. Technology should be aligned to solving real problems, right? That's really our goal here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in setting up Miranti, we studied the model practiced by other countries. So we looked at A*STAR, which is the Agency for Science, Technology and Research, Singapore, Innovate UK, as well as several other technology parks in the region. We will be adopting some of our key learnings from our research. Of course, it will not be viable or unwise even to replicate those models wholesale in Malaysia, not even the Silicon Valley model. So we will have to consider many factors within our local landscape. We have to localize, we have to contextualize to local gaps and strength, right? So that said, the new agency, or Miranti, will be unique in its delivery model. We will place Malaysia on the global map. Now, we are in a transformation process. We're looking at areas of strength and weaknesses within the local ecosystem as well as the infrastructure. We are looking to align under the RMK12, which is the 12th Malaysian plan. We will be looking to upgrade our existing facility into an international innovation hub. We'll be looking to impacting close to 5,000 technopreneurs and developing about 15 IPs just in 2020 alone. We will also be hosting the first AI park in Malaysia. We will provide an ecosystem which encourages integration of various technology. Under the formation of Miranti, we will also have another platform for conversion for continuous innovation. We will be focusing on promoting commercialization from grassroots to market through a number of ways. I've mentioned this before as well. We have something called the National Technology and Innovation Sandbox. I urge all of you to reach out to us to understand more. We also have websites with tons of information that is made available to public. We will be also looking at the Global Innovation Exchange, the Global Innovation Hub, working together with community, universities, and entrepreneurs. Now, through this, we seek to not just increase the depth and quality in our IP bank, but we want to also train IP valuers and also register our IPs globally, right? So all you entrepreneurs, you will have access to infrastructure support, coaching, mentoring, as well as platform to conduct pilot testing. So, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope that today I've given you some insights about our new mandate to give you an opportunity to connect with us, right? And I hope all you participants at Wild Digital today would have benefited from my short session today, from my short sharing today. We will need all the insights from the dynamic new breed of technopreneurs, all you people out there. And we want to hear from you as to how we can make this ecosystem better. We will be leveraging on a concept called the quadruple helix, which will be looking at academia, industry, startups, as well as government, right? We want to take a collaborative approach in terms of catalyzing the tech and innovation ecosystem, break down the silos, work together. We welcome participation of investors, corporations who wish to strengthen the ecosystem. And I strongly believe we will be crossing paths again in the near future. And I will continue to use as many platforms to share and update our exciting transformation journey and the mandate that has been entrusted to us. Thank you for having me today. And I hope this session was useful. Thank you very much.